Hello all and welcome to my YouTube channel again. Today we are going to bring a bit of new concept. In the last concept we talked about the uh, concept of NumPy, which is basically numerical Python. We talked about uh, the applications of numerical Python and how it is faster as compared to the list. We talked about uh, what are how it is faster than list, and we wrote the code for that. After that we talked about some of the numpy processes, the arrays, the application of 2D arrays, how do we use the shape command to talk about the dimensions, the length and breadth, how to extract the value of the 0th row or 0th column in the numpy. And then we talked about the reshaping and the random processes of the numpy, which are basically one of the common applications uh, of the numerical Python, right? And we also talked how numpy is faster than the list because it has been internally developed in C, right? So having said that, we said that in the next video we will probably talk about some of the other data science concepts or the AI concepts. So the data science being the matplotlib and the uh, pandas. We were going to talk about the pandas, but I thought that it would be good to bring some different video which is quite catchy and quite useful as per the today's requirement. So in the today's video we are going to talk about the structured output and guardrails in the AI system. So if you remember, we talked about the basics of the AI, and we also talked about the retrieval augmented generation, how we reduce the hallucinations in the AI and how we basically train the LLM on different data sets so that it does not gives you a hallucinated answer, but it gives you answers that it knows about, right? So today we are going to talk about the guardrails, right, and how they can provide you the structured output in the AI systems. So basically, what are guardrails? Guardrails are validation and control mechanism placed around an AI system to ensure that its outputs are safe, structured and reliable, right? I have written some definitions and we are going to talk about it, and we are going to talk about the two scripts, right? So basically what it means in simple terms is that the guardrails protect our system from unpredictable AI behavior. uh, LLM is basically a large language model which generates text, and the production systems require structure validated data. Guardrails will sit between your LLM, which is your model, and your backend, right? So they ensure basically the correct format, the correct data types, required field present, no extra fields. Business rules will be enforced, right? So you can think of it like a security system that will be behind, so that uh, the AI, or basically the LLM that is generating you an answer, basically gives you the right kind of answer, right? So uh, that's what the guardrail is about, right? So what are we building? So today we will be building two versions of the structured AI. Version 1 will be a prompt based structured output, and the second version is going to be the AI enforced JSON schema output. Then we will compare which one is safer, which one is production ready, and why one is probabilistic and the other one is deterministic, right? So let's start. I will go to one of the scripts and I will start writing it, right? So let me build up the code. So let me import Pydantic, uh, which is the part of your open LangChain, and models corresponds to the OpenAI field, comma, validation error. Okay, so before we go into the depths of this particular code, what is Pydantic? So basically Pydantic is a Python library that is used for data validation and data passing using Python, right? So Pydantic makes sure that the data that you receive matches the structure and the data types you expect, right? So why do we need Pydantic? When we work with APIs, user inputs, data, we cannot trust data incoming data blindly, right? So basically the pydantic will help you to validate the structure, enforce the data type, automatically convert type, and raise clear errors if the data is invalid. So without pydantic or inclusion of pydantic, your system might not give you the correct outputs. That is what we are trying to say over here, right? So having said that, let's quickly jump into our script. Okay, so I will put a validation error over here. So this is the validation error. Import JSON. Okay, cool. And let me write a class. Class will be product, and this is the base model. So product underscore name is equal to field description. So we are actually building a type of a script, where we will be uh, putting up the name of the product, price of the product. That is what we are going to do. So we have first done the product name, and now we are putting up the price, right? So price will be integer, and field description will be uh, integer. So that will be in quotes. Let's maximize this so that's clear for all of you. Now we do a diff. Okay. You must respond only in valid JSON. So basically what we are trying to do is that we are putting up a soft guardrail over here, right? So we want it to respond in a valid JSON format, right? Now do not include explanations, and format will be product name, which will be the string, and product price, or simply the price, will be the integer, right? Okay, and we have quoted it in the triple quotes. Response will be something like this: the client dot chat dot completions dot create model is equal to let's use GPT 4.1 mini, and temperature equals 0, messages equals okay, so that's role, system content, system instructions, so system instruction will be equal to system instruction, right? And we'll close this, open this. Then next one will be the, again we'll have to do the role and content again. So let's do the role and content again. Role will be user, and content is going to be the prompt. Raw output equals to response dot choices message dot content, and we have to do a try catch. Validated underscore product equals to product if validated product, so copy this, is equal to validated product dot price raise value error price must be greater than 0. Okay, return validated product, except return model did not return valid JSON. Okay, except validation error. Accept exception as e return okay. So if I run this, line 26 parenthesis, okay. So closing parenthesis was not right. Scanning. Okay. Accept exception as e. Got to put a colon. Yes. It's not taking the except, so that means there is something wrong with the previous code. Yes, it is. Instead of this, I should have done this. Right now it's just fine. Okay, default except must be last. Is less than equal to 0, then trace value error price must be greater than 0. Okay. Okay. Let's run it. So what we are doing over here is we are asking the model to return the JSON, pass the JSON, validate it using the pydantic and applying the business rule, right? So here we are, doing a soft application of the guardrails, right? Let me check the code. One second. One second. Okay, so I need to call the function also. uh, I will print /n structured AI ready at call the function art. I didn't, my apologies. Now I print the type exit to quit. Now while true, let me check. User underscore input is equal to input print exiting sorry, break result ask AI structured user input print AI result and then print Okay, so now I give a product. Let me write it. So product details for iPhone 15. Okay, so okay, so let me call the env file that we need to import. Actually, I did not loaded the key. I know I need to load the key also so that I can make this function run. Put os import dot load underscore dot env from OpenAI import OpenAI, right? And we have to write os dot get env. Open AI API key. I think in the last video we did that. Let me check if I have the previous one, because let us go ahead and write it out. Not an issue. Should not take more than 5 minutes. Print okay, let's exit if found, else print API key loaded successfully. Client is equal to API key is equal to os dot get env open AI API key. Okay, dot env from dot, okay, sorry, this will not be, this will be from, and from OpenAI import OpenAI. Okay, sounds about rightish. Okay, so now the API key has been loaded successfully. I'm getting a warning. Okay, so let's copy and paste this again what we copied to give the product details of iPhone 15. Let's paste it over here. Let's see the reply. I just saying product name is equal to iPhone 15 and price. Thank you. So okay, so you see that now it is swaying away from the real functionality. Right, so it has been swaying away from the functionality, right? Now let me put up the uh, second API, the second script, which will be the guardrails updated, right? So let me open another file, that file. Okay, so let us build the file, but let us copy the top and bottom code so that we can do that fast. So let me copy the guardrails above code because we would need the key, right? So I've copied this. Okay, let me enhance this. I'll put this over here. Okay, I did not copy it completely, or did I? Yes, I think so. Okay, this one is done. Now let us copy the bottom code also, the main chat loop. So I will copy the bottom code as well, which was required to run the code. So that is the bottom code, right? Now we can start writing our code, which is the ask AI in a structured format through the guardrails, right? So let us do the def okay and response will be equal to client dot chat dot completions dot create. Okay, so that we are going to use as model is equal to GPT 4.1 mini temperature 0. Okay, and now we come to the main part, which is the response format, which is basically the hard guardrails approach. I'll put type, sorry, where did I went? Okay, is equal to JSON schema. Then I will mention the JSON schema as name, and in the name I will take the product schema, comma, and then I will do the schema. Okay, and then I will do the type, that I will do as an object. Okay, properties, product name, type string, price, type integer. Let me copy this completely. Then I will go bottom and I will do required product name, comma, price, and comma, sorry I become slow at this, additional properties, JSON is equal to response dot choices 0 dot message dot content, let's copy the try catch that we were doing over here. Okay, let's see. Data validated products data, if price is less than equal to 0, raise value error, price was greater than 0, return validated. Okay, we did a validated product, so that's okay. Validation error is E. Let's remove this one. Let's try to run this now. Okay, now let's get the product detail for iPhone 15. Let's see how it replies. Okay, we are getting the incorrect values over here. Let's see what's the issue over here. There is an error. Second. Okay, I'll have to debug this. Where did we run out of the error? Just give me a moment. Let us debug this. Okay. Let's run this again. One second. Okay, one second. I think there are other issues. One second. Okay, that's another issue because we just copy pasted it, so that was crashing as well. And third one is the value error. Okay, Let's see, and let's run this now. Let's copy this. Copy, no paste. Schema is equal to one teacher. Okay. Second, let me see if this is the issue. I think let's see if it crashes again, then we might need to change our code. Okay, let's try now. I will write give product details for iPhone 15. Okay, now we are getting the right result. It was integer and integer, right? So basically that's how it works. So basically now we are getting a much more controlled reply as compared to the previous way, right? So let me go back to the code again. Let me close this. Let me run the other guardrails, right? So let's say I make this something like this. Okay, just to make it a soft one. Now I can copy this again. Okay, so you can see over here if we are giving the system instruction. Let's say I put up a right. Let's close this and run this again. Okay. Okay, anyways, it is following the guardrails now, right? But the initial understanding is that the guardrails would not be followed properly, right? So it might give you, or it might deviate from the behavior in the first scripts, right? So this is a soft guardrail. Anyways, it is following the output, which we are trying to showcase over here. But if we do not provide any outputs over here, right? So let's say if I take this out and I do not give the instruction, like let's say like this, and so now you can see it is giving the output is also correct, but most of the times this particular output will not be correct. But if you follow this particular order where you keep a specific response format and then give the output, then you will get a specific answer, right? If I kill it and run the guards rail updated script, right, so you get a better reply over here, even though you are right now getting the same reply. The first one is basically the application of the soft guardrails, the other one is the application or the the hard guardrails, right? Okay, so now you can see that both the scripts are generating the uh, same output, right? But the soft guardrails application also came into the picture. It was giving us the right reply, although at some point of time that particular output will deviate and it will give you something of uh, a reply which will be not in accordance with the prompt that we have passed, right? The models are behaving correctly, right? Only when the model does not behave correctly, uh, it will do the schema violation that is going to occur in the soft guardrails, right? On the other hand, if the models behave differently, then the hard guardrails will try to avoid it as much as possible and give you the right reply, right? Let's try another trick for both of the devices. Let me update this guide rails with the soft one. Let's try a trick on this one. I would write give product details but return price as text, and also add an extra FIE field called discount. Okay, it should be a valid integer unable to be passing validation error. Let's go to the guardrails. Okay, let's killed it. Let's try this again. Okay. Now let's copy this again. Okay, it is showing the schema validation error because I believe the schema is not there. So basically, you can see that it is capturing an error where we are not able to see the discount, right? So basically the schema failed, and the input should be a valid integer, right? So your guardrail, our guardrail is basically the soft one is not working at this point, right? Now if we would have given the format, so you can look at the format, right? The format is just to give the product name and the price. There was no such thing as to give the discount, but since we had given the discount, then system did not expected it, so extra field was blocked and the system was protected, right? So this is basically a success from our side, right? So even the second one will give the same example because that is a hard blockage, right? So if I call this over here, and if we let us go and revisit the code again, right? So we have the product and pricing over here. Additional properties is false. So if I run the guardrails updated script, right? So let me run this. Right,